What is this, amateur hour?
I think by definition, yes.
Yes, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Splitting Pixels. Another exciting episode ahead of us, hopefully. I'm going to open with the fact that I moved house and bought an Xbox One. Not in that order.
Oh, you should have warned me you were going to do this. I could have bought like a party popper and played like a fanfare sounds. Like,
Just shake the Skittles.
Yeah. Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Considering the issues we had with the microphone in episode 1, anything that's going to interfere... Yes, Matthew, looking particularly sheepish there.
No, I was looking confused.
Uh-huh.
I hear rumour.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think
Don't mind me, I'm just going to karate chop the table when I talk.
Yeah.
that room was haunted.
You mean this room?
You heard it here first.
So got a brand new console, held out for a year and a half. I'd convinced myself that I was going to be getting a PC, and then when I was like, I've got enough money for a console now, even though I probably didn't because I was about to move house, I went ahead and got one.
And they're fun.
And
Yeah,
at least it's still
I'm
Microsoft.
having a lot of fun. Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. I was never going to go for a Mac, so, I mean, I don't have that much money. But, so exciting times. I've actually been playing stuff, which I guess is a nice lead-in into the games that we've been playing.
Well, before we go there, I can't believe it's been a year and a half of the new consoles.
Yeah, I still call
That's
it next
flown
gen
by.
without
Yeah, exactly.
realising it's like, no, it's current gen.
I called it next gen right up until the point where I got one,
And now it's current
and
gen.
now it's current gen.
Because it's-
everyone else is behind.
Well, I just find it confusing because I still use my 360 a lot. So, like, I do, like, obviously I feel like the one is current gen, but then I still go back to my Xbox 360 and it doesn't feel like an old console.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Like, I've got the PS4 up in my office, but I'll probably not use it very
PS4?
much. PS3.
I was going to say, like,
Yeah.
This is current gen.
But yeah, I now I'm going to look like a colossal fanboy because I've got my Xbox One and my 360 sat under the TV and the Wii hidden behind it.
yeah, my Wii U is kind of like nestled in the corner, just close enough so we can see it.
I mean, you can turn everything on with the Wii U with the...
Oh yeah, it's
with
so
the control
good.
pad,
Yeah.
So I have actually been playing games, which is pretty cool. But we start off with what I know you guys have all been playing.
No idea what you're talking about.
Every evening
Nope.
I get home. Every evening I get home after work, and I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket. I go, oh, it's them, isn't it? It's Minecraft. And I open it up, and there's already like a 17 comment long thing going, server's up, I'm just having tea, and then I'll be right in.
It's nothing to do with me. It is not
Look,
my server.
I'm just
You're on the
excited.
enabler.
I've never had anyone to play Minecraft with on the PC before, so
I'm not
just excited.
forcing them to come onto my server and have loads of fun, okay?
Yeah, Ross is the one who's being what word shall I use? User.
Yeah. That's the one I get most often. I mean, Alex just sends me texts with that.
Just hey loser.
It's the sole reason
Have
I
a
got
good
your
day.
phone number.
Yeah. So, yeah, do you guys seem to be having fun with Minecraft?
Of
Yeah,
course,
like-
it's Minecraft.
Like Minecraft is great because anyone can play it however they want. Like Matt will build a tower and like plant trees and stuff, and
And
Alice
fall
goes.
off the tower.
Yeah,
Hey, that
Alice
happened
goes
one
and, like,
time.
I don't think Matt actually eats anymore. It's just Minecraft is his sustenance.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just the crumbs between his keyboard.
It's scary how much time you can spend on Minecraft.
Which is exactly why I'm not joining you guys.
No, you need to at some point.
I do want to. Like,
It's fun. You can.
I do.
I've just been building houses and like making sure the chickens will have babies so we
Like-
can. What? Like they lay a
Minecraft
lot
is
of
whatever
eggs.
you want it to be,
Yeah.
exactly.
I worry that I'm going to end up coming in after a couple of months and it's going to be like some horrendous factory floor where because Matt's obsessed with like design and efficiency, everything like it's essentially going to be like a stalag, Like, it's going to be like a concentration camp for chickens and
Guys,
cows.
we need to film it when Ross comes onto the server for the first time, and we'll give him like a tour, and we'll just film his reactions to all the things we've built.
And this is
over,
our
like,
death
12
camp.
Yeah.
Where we
These are
breed
the
iron
murder
golems.
holes.
This is where the villagers go.
Could we build some form of enclosure for where the new people spawn into, and then we can vet them before
Yeah.
they join our world?
Like, run experiment. I just imagine, like, you've downloaded the skins for scientists.
Yeah.
So you've all got
And we're
white
just
lab
looking at them
coats.
through the windows.
White lab coats and clipboards.
This has to happen.
Like,
Basically,
Like a
iron
loincloth.
bars around the spawn.
Yes, obsidian walls, iron
We'll ask
bars.
them questions like, what's your opinion on digging straight up? See how they go.
I did do that to get out of the cave I found, but that
Well,
was...
that's a new manoeuvre.
Well, no, it's digging straight down is
Well,
what you
that's
really
stupid
have to
too.
worry about. I was prepared, fully prepared to block off the tunnel I was
Yeah.
digging. It was just because I'd gone too far into... You know when that happens, Ross?
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
far too far into a cave. You've
Well,
put torches
you've
on
dug
one
too
side
deep.
so you can... You know how you can get back.
You don't
But
know
yeah.
what you woke down there
Exactly.
in the shadows.
But the audio is fantastic for that, though.
Yeah, it's
Well-
fun. It's really like directional.
Like,
Yeah.
Cara, like, I have played Minecraft, although not nearly as much as you guys have. And it's on the Xbox, so there's a lot of limitations on the Xbox version that you guys obviously don't have to contend with. But Cara loves Minecraft.
Well, she can join the server
It's
too.
the one
She could be cool
game.
with us.
It's the one yeah, she could be.
Yeah, we'd
like
have to veto her.
Exactly.
I don't know
exactly.
if she's ready.
If she passes the test, the
Yeah.
many, many tests.
I have a girlfriend who already just falls asleep on the couch and stuff. Playing Minecraft is only going to eat into falling asleep on things time.
Hmm.
Who
But
needs
yeah.
sleep when you have Minecraft?
Well, I
there's
suppose.
beds in Minecraft.
Yeah, you go to sleep and then you wake up instantly and it's sunny.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do any of you guys actually play Minecraft, as in like go looking for stuff, kill bugs or kill monsters and stuff?
Yeah,
That's
but
how
we
you
had
get
an
your
adventure.
resources.
We did that the other day and
It was
everyone
great.
died.
No, I didn't die. I nearly died.
I disconnected.
Yeah, you
It's-
were
it's
having
very
a terrible
different.
time.
My
yeah,
connection-
we went on a little
yeah.
adventure. We found a swamp and we killed some zombies, and there was a witch, and like then the creeper blew up the witch, and it was great.
It's really strange. You call them... I've always thought them as wizards. They're always male to me, those witches.
I think
Wrong.
because I think it's like it's called a witch's hut that they spawn
Yeah.
in.
Oh, I always knew that, but
Yeah.
for some reason when I see them, I
guess they have
imagine they're
Because
males.
of the patriarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very patronising.
But
Matthew.
but no, I do I do play the game. I've not done any adventure modes or anything like that.
Okay.
That could be fun though. I think one time we should like try and build like a little course or something. And
I think it'd be fun,
do
yeah.
something like that.
There's
Or
a-
play a little map or something.
Because I quite like that element. Minecraft, considering how simple it is, can be genuinely scary,
Oh yeah.
which is surprising. Like, Cara freaks out at the sound of the zombies.
Someone made
Wow.
an adventure map that's alien isolation, and like you can
Yeah.
hide in vents, and then like it's really funny because the alien is just like a retextured horse. so there's
That's
just
like that
this
episode
like
of Adventure Time with a horse that's actually the Ice King.
Oh.
so it's just like a really horrible looking horse running over to you, but it is quite scary. But yeah, let's not talk about Minecraft for the whole podcast.
Yeah, well,
'cause not everyone
speaking
likes that.
actually of Alien Isolation, that's one of the games that I have been playing. I know you played it on the Oculus Rift, right?
Yes.
Or watched your friend.
No, I played it. My flatmate has one, so I've had access to various Oculus Rift
Did you
demos and
actually-
things and games.
Did you actually play through a period where you were being stalked by the alien?
Yes, and accidentally fired my weapon, and so the alien came into the room, and I was hiding under a desk and had all the fear of the alien walking past the desk, not knowing I was there, and had headphones on. Obviously, so everything was really intense and close,
Yeah.
and genuinely petrifying. It's
Yeah.
great. And then I hid in a closet,
locker.
in a locker. That's it.
See, the
awful.
first time, like, because obviously they introduce you to some of the mechanics before you need to use them. So, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, Alien Isolation involves, it's a first-person game. It involves not actually fighting, but hiding, and a lot of hiding. And there's lots of different bits, like if you see a desk, you can hide under the desk, or there's lockers that you can hide in as well. But you just tap a button and it does it for you. But she slams the door.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you've just seen the alien and you slam that door, There's no way it's not finding you in there.
Well, that's it. I was found in a locker, and you just feel horrendous. You can't look away. You've got a big Oculus Rift, small Oculus Rift, right in front of your face, and it's terrible. If you hide in the lockers too many times, I think the AI does learn that you're
Oh God, that's
which is really scary because so you're trying not to hide in there too often, and you don't know if the one time you do use it, it's going to find you, and it did.
Mm-hmm.
It found me. It was scary.
So how long did you last?
Played them or seen it?
No, I'm scared of aliens. Like really scared of aliens. Although I want to believe.
Is it specifically H.R. Geiger's aliens or?
It's E.T. They're looking at me in a very confused way.
Just aliens in general we're on now.
Yeah, I know, but aliens, like, not like the movie franchise Aliens or anything like that. Not that specific, like aliens, as in
The Prospect.
Yeah, like they're scary.
Extraterrestrial life.
E.T. is kind of pedo-y.
What?
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Well, because like
He pokes people.
this wee kid hides in his closet and pokes him
Don't
with a
Very
tiny finger.
popular in the early 80s.
What was?
E.T.
Oh, okay.
As was the other thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
But no, don't take
And
the...
he's in Star Wars.
E.T.
Let's not go there. He's in the
Wars.
original... Well,
Hidden
the
at the back.
new trilogy. Let's put them to one side.
But it was a agreement by the two directors or whatever.
yeah, they each took
That's why
like
Yoda is
5%.
in E.T.
Like they had a bet, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Do you know this, or?
I do not know this.
All right, okay. So they
I
took
just
a
know
bet.
that they're in the movies.
They both bet that each other's films would be more popular than theirs.
Yeah.
So each allowed the other to take like a 5%, like a small stake in each movie, and it's worked out well for both of them because E.T. and Star Wars were both really popular.
So that's why Yoda's in E.T. and why E.T. Well, his species are in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Well, it's not actually Yoda either. It's a kid in a suit, but he thinks he's
Well, yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's still like
Awesome.
that's just enough to link two universes, though.
It is. It's fantastic. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen these internet theories and about that. That's awesome. But yeah, no, it's a great innocent movie. Don't tarnish E.T. with that brush.
E.T. is terrifying.
He wasn't a
right?
musician in the 80s, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, for children's entertainment.
Indeed.
Cool. So yeah, I've really been enjoying Alien Isolation. I never played Colonial Marines because it got so much bad press. But for me, Alien, or the Alien franchise, is a horror franchise, not an action sci-fi franchise. So I like that the Alien, there's one of them, you don't mess with it. Like, you run from it every time. So I've only really just gotten a couple of hours with it. Because I need to know that I'm not going to be disturbed, so I can just immerse myself. I can put headphones on, kill the lights. That's how I like to play horror games. So
Nope.
I like to
No.
play horror games like that, but I'm such a wuss. I mean, horror is one of my favourite genres. It's just I get super terrified, which is half the draw to it, I guess.
It reminds me a lot of. Did any of you guys play Doom 3?
No.
No, because people really slag off Doom 3 because it didn't feel like Doom 2, which was.
Noisy people.
How dare they?
There was a lot of noisy people in Doom 3, but mostly because they were firing guns.
Wow.
Or
I never played
fires.
any Doom games, actually.
Blew my mind.
Yeah. Doom 3 and Alien Isolation, I think, share a lot of kind of similar mechanics. Is this you shooting on the table?
I'm just seeing if it appears like as waves to see like how much I can do.
I'm sorry, I cannot wait for the second recording to come in because then I can prove that it was not me.
It's
for
only
those
because
10
now
rounds.
you're aware of it. I'm checking and it wasn't making any waves.
Well, yeah. After I do apologise for last week or last time's microphone. Yeah, we were recording inside the microwave, and that's what made it sound like that.
Is that why we were all turning at a constant
I did
speed?
And it was
wonder,
very
yeah.
warm in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's
Yeah.
get back on topic.
So yeah, Alien Isolation, really good, but only a couple of hours in. So next time I've played a bit more of that.
But on the horror game though, talk and you've got 2 hours in. Is that one sitting? Because
Yeah.
Alice just asked how long I'd been on, and I think I got half an hour into it, and I was happy to take. Well, mainly because I was using the Oculus, and I didn't need that. But yeah, I couldn't play the game in long spells.
Yeah,
Like
I
PT,
think-
I couldn't do that in more than 15 minutes.
2 to 3 hour kind of stints for Alien would be good, because you don't. It's very intense, because obviously you don't get that cathartic release of shooting something or blowing something up. You just hide, and then you hide again.
True.
So I haven't really had much interaction with the alien yet. I've just had little cutscenes where it kills something right in front of me. But I'm looking forward to actually maybe getting a bit scared at a video game, because it hasn't happened for quite a while.
I do love the way that it uses other characters as well. The alien takes a bit of a back seat at times. That's awesome.
Well, you've got these working Joes, which are the creepy kind
they're
of
terrifying.
mannequin-faced.
It's always about the AI. Never trust the AI.
Yeah.
If you're going to look for an alien, don't take any AI.
And it's that. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just because it so vividly reminds me of the original Alien.
It says AI on the wall, and I just pointed. Now everyone's
And
confused.
that's-
where it
This
looks
man.
like when the androids are shot in the film, and it looks like kind of milk
Yes, yeah.
or something.
I'm
I'm not
it
bringing
troubled
anything
me
back.
deeply.
Yeah. He was my favourite.
Asher Bishop.
But yeah. So I'm really looking forward to playing more of that and actually playing a horror game.
Awesome.
When I have been playing my Xbox One outside of Alien, it's been Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I keep wanting to talk to you about Shadow of Mordor.
It is awesome.
How far have you got in it so far?
I'm on to the second area.
Like, what have you done with? Have you done any of the war chiefs?
I've branded one, and I'm working on branding the rest.
I don't think doing War Chiefs was actually a feature in the game.
You know what I mean.
So what is branding?
Oh right, okay. So
I haven't played this game at all.
I'll start
I've
by,
watched it.
I'll start by kind of explaining what Shadow of Mordor is. So a lot of people will know it's based in the Lord of the Rings franchise. Takes place, as far as I can tell, between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Because Smeagol's lost the ring. Bilbo has it, but
Okay.
Sauron's still growing in power. You play this character who's a ranger, and I don't know. For the sake of spoilers, I won't go, and the fact that it'll take forever to actually explain it. He's kind of merged with this ancient elf
It's
character.
not really a spoiler. It happens in the first 2 minutes of the game.
He's got
Yeah.
a personality disorder.
Yeah. He's him, and he's also this kind of. It's like it's referred to as a wraith, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
He's spooky.
But yeah, he's an ancient elf who also has had his family killed in front of him, which is the same as what happens to Talion, who is your main character. But it takes Batman's combat, which is fantastic. Like I
Agreed.
I can't
Very fun.
imagine a better combat system for this type of game. And then it takes Assassin's Creed's parkour elements,
Yeah.
and then it takes. I don't know if any of you guys have played any of the Dynasty Warriors games.
Hack and slash?
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors is hack and slash, but it's what it does is it takes this massive open landscape and then sticks just like cannon or just fodder, like just crap guys for you to just feel cathartic as you cut through them with no bother. But then it'll add bosses that give you a little challenge.
Yeah.
So-
So that'll be like the chiefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's done a really good
Captains.
job of that. But the reason I didn't play this on the last generation is because they have this mechanical the Nemesis system, which has some really cool features that allows basically each little group of guys will have a boss, and then they'll have a boss, and it goes all the way up to these war chiefs, who are these guys that
Proper hierarchy
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
evil.
And it basically means you like dying is.
hierarchy of evil.
I have to sit
I like
and
that.
with my
I like
palms
that.
together on a high back chair
It
to say
basically
that.
makes it really bad to die. Like obviously dying normally in a video game, you just respawn and it's fine. But if you die in this, the Uruks instead of orcs, the Uruk who killed you will become stronger and more powerful, and he works his way up the rankings, and he'll seek you out, and he remembers you each time. And it's cool because like when he confronts you again, he's like, "Ha, you thought you killed me?" And he has like scars on his
Yeah,
face.
I've seen clips of
Yeah,
him taunting
like,
you
it's-
when you
I
re-meet.
kind of fucked up with Shadow of Mordor because it's an awesome game and I love it, but I started playing it and just treated it like any other open world. Like I went through, like I was like, oh, I'll get to the story and the missions later. I just want to explore and kill stuff, and that was fine. And then I died quite a lot because I'm bad at video games, and then I was like, shit. So I got to the bit where you have to eventually like take down these war chiefs. and they were all too high level for me, and I just can't do it, and I keep meaning to restart the game. I also want to restart the game because they give you the option, like, you play as a male protagonist, but they give you the option to reskin it so you play as a woman.
Alright, is that that's the DLC, right?
Yeah, it's free DLC though. And it's pretty awesome for when you're just running around and stuff, but then it can really take you out of it. Like, Alice has played it as well, so she knows what I mean. Like, you'll be stabbing like an Uruk, and then it goes to a cutscene and it pulls away and you're a guy. And like whenever you're talking, like you'll be walking around as this hot lady, and it's just a guy's voice like in your mind and stuff, and it's a bit lazy. Like I when I restart it, I think I'd rather just play as Talion because it just takes me out of it too much when I'll be like prancing about and doing all this awesome stuff as a badass chick, and then I'm a guy like in the cutscenes, and I'm just like, what is this?
When I was playing the story, I played as Talion, but when I was just wanting to run around and kill shit, I was playing as whatever.
I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, I think that's what I'll do.
It was just like so refreshing to be able to just play a female character and brutalize the bad guys.
And that's the technical term for it.
Because whenever you play a female character, you know, like Lara Croft and stuff, you're still just kind of like whacking them with this flimsy piece of shit.
It's like a sexy kill.
Or like shooting them from far away.
No, I don't know.
Well, the new Tomb Raider was a bit better with it, but yeah, in a lot of games, like like the female characters are often a bit more stealthy.
Well,
and so it's nice that you're just going up and stabbing them in the face.
We will be coming back round to Tomb Raider in the movie section as well.
Oh, is there news that I have not heard about?
Maybe.
Well, sticking with the female characters in Shadow of Mordor, I presume this is the female DLC is afterthought. That's why it's got the cutscenes.
I haven't got that far in the game because, like I said, I'm stuck with the war chiefs. But I'm pretty sure isn't the woman that you can play as, isn't she in the game? So you can meet her later on. And again, that would really take me out of it as well if I'm playing as her.
You can
and
also
then I meet
play
her.
as the Black Hand as well, who's like the main
that's
guy.
a paid DLC though, isn't it? Like you have to charge for that.
I think it might have been pre-order.
Yeah, like a pre-order thing. Yeah.
So is it literally a reskinning then?
Yeah, like the animations and stuff are still like a guy, but that doesn't really make a difference when it's parkour, which is quite graceful. Anyways.
I just worry that, like you're saying, it's great to play as a female character and kick ass.
Yeah.
Would that be the same mechanics? Would they use the same actions if they'd actually gone into this game planning to make a female playable character?
You look at similar games. The
Assassin's Creed, isn't it? They had to backtrack as well.
That was
that whole thing. We shouldn't go
They
there.
did a bad job. Whereas the Batman Arkham City game had sections where you play as Catwoman.
I love those sections.
And the combat was very similar, but she had very distinctive Catwoman-like animations.
Yeah, and like everything was just sexier, like crawling
on
the
the
ceiling and stuff
like if they had set out to have you play as a female character to begin with in Shadow of Mordor, she would have had the sexy walk.
She would have had a bow and arrow probably because in the Lord of the Rings universe,
you have a bow
everyone.
And arrow.
Yeah, but I never use it. But like they would have just given it to
I
her.
love it.
I'm not good at range when like I don't know. I feel it's too slow. I like to just go up and
get
whack
up in their face.
Yeah.
The combat's so much more fun when you're up close.
Yeah, and like because you can bounce over them and stuff, and then you can. It's just so it's more fun being up close. Like it's just like there's one of the like a sort of side mission where you can upgrade your bow skill.
Yeah.
And some of them are fine if you're just like sniping. Sniping's okay, but there was one where you have to go up and shoot them quickly in the face up close. Yeah. And I was like, what's the point of me using a bow and arrow if I'm going to be up close in their face? So I was just like, fuck this.
Is it just the Legolas achievement, basically?
Yeah,
basically.
It was just kind of stupid, so I didn't do that. And I also really like the bits where you can go around and like liberate the slaves and stuff like that. That's really fun because they'll just be like, help me, and it's like, okay, just
with your female character,
yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, you do keep Talion's voice.
Yeah, I think it would have been. They could have maybe just altered the story slightly if they wanted to make it an actual playable female character instead of just a skin. But
is it Marwyn's daughter that you play as?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, but I feel like because it was so lazy, I almost don't like it. Like maybe if they made like a little story DLC where you actually play as her, and then you can like. I think I'd be happier with that. But like Alice said, I'll play the story as Talion and then I'll go back and just be the chick.
It's Monolith. You never know. They've just brought out DLC for it where you play the elf characters kind of storyline.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool.
I need to go back to it. I haven't played it in a while actually because I've been doing
as a big Lord of the Rings fan, the little bits of lore that it teaches you are really cool. Like you get to see like the rings being forged.
Wow! Yeah, that's
sounds cool. Very cool.
Apparently the lore is kind of not correct, but it depends how into it you are. Like if you've read all the surrounding books and things like
I
that.
have not, because I tried to read the Silmarillion when I was a kid, and it's just impossible to kind of get into it. Because it's like reading historical text, but not really very interesting text.
Yeah.
Just this is son of someone fought this other person and they won. Yeah, I don't know. It's not as good as Lord of the Rings anyway. I also played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Unity.
How is it?
Still, I don't know. It's okay.
I think
it's
that's
a good looking game. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice a year and a half in to take the jump into next generation because
you actually have content.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, that's a large part of why I held off. But yeah, AC Unity's a pretty game, and the environment's cool, and it's nice being able to see thousands of people like on the streets. I don't know if that makes the game more fun though.
It was a cool idea that was just executed so poorly, in my opinion. But I bought Black Flag the other day because I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. Like I played it at my friend's house. I could sit there and like watch it and play a little bit, but I've never like sat and just sunk hours into it. And Black Flag was like £12 on the Xbox Live Marketplace for Xbox One, and I was like, right, this will be my weekend plan. So probably over the weekend I'll be playing that.
Black Flag, so I don't know. The first one I played, it was cool, but I didn't actually enjoy it. I just saw potential in it. And the second one was incredible. And then Brotherhood was really good. And then after that, it just kind of became very much the same thing over and over
Money grabbing.
again. A little bit, yeah. I mean, Ubisoft have become the new EA for that, it seems.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a shame because they have some smaller studios that put out amazing work. Like Child of Light was Ubisoft Montreal, and that was probably my game of the year for 2014.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
It was amazing. Have you played it yet?
I have not. No.
You don't really like turn-based combat, though, do you?
I don't mind that. It's more I just see an RPG and like, well, that's going to be like 10 hours at least.
No, it was just really fun. It was refreshing, like just all of it. I won't go into it much. But
have any of you played Transistor yet?
No, I have it on my Steam library, and I know that I need to play it because I played Bastion, and Bastion was okay. And
Transistor's better than Bastion.
Yeah, like this is what you said, and it just looks fun. So yeah.
I know a lot about the story of Bastion, Transistor. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy Bastion very much. But
I felt weird because everyone seemed to love Bastion, and I played it, and I was like, well, it's a cool idea. Like, I like the fact that you're being narrated as you do things. The art style is pretty cool. I liked, the map generating as you walked, but it just felt a bit hack and slashy once you got into it, and that's not a game that I enjoy.
The world itself and the kind of story around it, I enjoyed.
And I liked the weapons and stuff. The weapons were cool, and the little proving grounds so you could go and mess about with them. Like, it was fun, but I didn't understand why people loved it so much. But like, people all like different games, so yeah. So
has anyone else been playing anything they want to talk about, or will we move on to this week's news?
I played Telltale Game of Thrones and Life is Strange.
Okay, is Game of Thrones working yet?
Yes, finally. Like, for anyone who doesn't know, it was broken, so if you played the first episode, then you wanted to import your choices to the second episode, as you would if you played a Telltale game. That did not work. So the default choices were just all the opposite of what I chose, and it was just so frustrating, and like the Telltale forums weren't giving any indication of when it would be fixed. Like, they seemed to not know what the problem was. They acknowledged it, and they were like, oh, can everyone let us know what country you were in, what if you're playing wired or wirelessly, like things like this. And I'm like, how did you not know that this was a problem? Do you have QA? And like, they've known about it since like December, because apparently it was just like they've made this new cloud system for saving, and things weren't actually being saved to the cloud.
Okay.
But eventually it worked, and it was lots of fun. Very Game of Thronesy, but it's Telltale, so there's not a lot of combat.
Yeah.
But Life is Strange was very different to Telltale.
Okay.
Like, have any of you played it or know anything about it?
I know nothing about it.
I watched someone play through it. It seemed a bit
It looked a little bit like Smallville.
It felt very Donnie Darko to me.
Right, okay.
Like, the thing is, I'm really torn about Life is Strange, and I want to play the second episode before I fully make my decision. But basically, you play as like an 18-year-old girl who realises one day that she can turn back time. And so it's a choice-based game.
Cher?
So it's a choice-based
Plays
game.
18-year-old share.
But like, if you make a choice, she'll go, "Oh, maybe that was the wrong decision. I should go back."
What,
and so
to make you doubt yourself?
yeah, and then you go back, and like, I just felt like I was being, even an hour into it, she was still doing things like this. I'm like, right, I get the mechanic. Like let me make the decision. Yeah, like there's this bit where you can either like be mean to a girl or be nice to a girl, and then she's just like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that," and it's like, fucking let me be mean to her, like just let me do it.
Is
and
it
then,
like a paranormal Mean Girls? Because I can immediately
Kind
see why
of,
you're interested in it.
But like the thing is, I think it partially reminded me too much of school, like Mean Girls at school. Not to go back onto Mean Girls, but and also like the girl in it, she's supposed to be really interested in photography, and you know, it's set in modern day, and the teacher she's like, "Oh, that digital camera, it must take pristine digital images. I'm so analog though," and she's carrying around like this fucking like Instax camera.
That sounds
And
like
the thing
Resident Evil levels
It's
of
so
dialogue.
stupid though, because whenever she takes a Polaroid, she's fucking shaking it. Anyone who actually knows how to use a Polaroid camera will not be shaking those pictures once they've come out. And I'm just like, she's supposed to know about photography, and she's there like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah." Like, what is wrong with her?
I like that time travel, yeah, okay. But that is not how you work the
Look.
Polaroid camera.
Look, details.
Personally, I blame Outcast.
Who's that? Oh, we're shaking like
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but
Those bastards! They
so-
ruined Polaroid.
it was an interesting game. Like, it was different to anything I played, but every now and then I would just get a bit annoyed because like they were really cringy teenagers and like
teenagers.
yeah, I know, but
Cringy is a bit
it was
redundant.
just so cringy. And but then the end of the first episode was really intriguing. Like, so I'm gonna play the second one, and hopefully it's not gonna still be like forcing me to make decisions and stuff. I want to just be able to do it when I want. And I'll see how it goes.
I
But
think
yeah,
you may have discovered a new genre of cringe teak.
cringe.
It's like,
It was
interesting, but it's hard to watch.
yeah, like
I think it's a different main character for the second episode, though.
maybe because the friend, like the one with the blue hair who's in all the promotional material, she's voiced by Ashley Birch, as in "Hey Ash, what you playing?"
All right, okay.
Tiny Tina in Borderlands.
Oh, is this Anthony Birch's sister?
Yeah,
perhaps?
yeah. So she plays the blue-haired girl, and like she's an okay character, but it's the type of thing where like she's friends with the main character. They haven't seen each other in 5 years, and then they're like, "Oh, blah blah blah, I haven't seen you in 5 years. Oh, now I smoke loads of weed and stuff, but whatever." Like, and they just, I don't know. It was just really annoying. I was like, if you haven't seen your best friend after 5 years, you wouldn't. I don't know. It just felt unrealistic.
That's exactly what guys do. They just say hi, and then it's
She was very...
nothing.
I have blue hair and smoke weed now, so I'm mega cool, right?
Yeah, that was
Right?
pretty much
God,
it. And
really?
then then she starts dancing, and she's like, "Take a picture of me dancing," and it's like it's stupid.
And then her dad comes in and he doesn't understand her, but that's okay because he's got cameras all over the house.
It does sound a lot like this might have been written by a teenage girl.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I'll play the second episode and report back. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else put anything?
But I've been playing Shovel Knight
Okay.
just to keep up my 2D platformer obsession. I'd held off buying it because I've got other games to play and I'm catching up on just revisiting old platformers. But I got back my Nintendo Advantage, NES
Oh,
Advantage
yes.
arcade stick, and I found a USB adapter for the NES controllers, so it's great to use the classic arcade style controls for an old school game. And the game itself, Shovel Knight, is fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
got
really
a lot-
tough,
got
but
a
really
lot
fun.
Of really good kind of press as people like. It's like a classic 2D platformer.
Exactly.
That's a Kickstarter, right?
I think so.
It's
yeah.
one of the like the model example of how a Kickstarter should go, because everyone's just been happy with the outcome of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many factors. Obviously, we have a little bit of an insight into how games are made.
Yeah.
You know, there's so
Mm.
many different factors, and you know, I love Tim Schafer. I love so many of his games, and he's a great creative genius. But I don't know if he should be in charge of that kind of money.
I'm still.
I think he'll admit that.
I'm hopeful about Broken Age though, like because the first one, I haven't played the first one yet because I don't want to play half a game. Like I don't want to be disappointed if the second one doesn't come out. But it looks gorgeous, like the art style's gorgeous, and it just looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, that's a Kickstarter that's gone wrong. And even things like, is it Star Citizen that's raised like $50 million?
Yeah.
Like it's raised a lot of money. People really want to play it, But when's that fucking game coming out?
Well, there's an incremental updates
Yeah,
being
yeah,
released.
but-
My flatmate owns it, and it's
Dogfighting now,
beautiful.
and some other. There's 2 elements.
You
right?
can walk in. You can go around.
Your ship.
Yeah, you can go around outside of it, and then you could
And
go
you
in.
can go
And now they're adding a few more ships. Something he bought a while ago
But this is what it's
is
been
now
like to me,
accessible.
it's-
I know it's not great.
It's always become like it's like the game is the Kickstarter. People are just paying for ships, and that's the game. Like
Yeah.
you have to pay like $1,000 to play this game.
Well, we know someone who has spent that kind of money in the game,
We'll
which
see.
is
We should bring him on.
Well, if it's anything, if it's anything like Elite Dangerous, if it gets to a stage where you can play it like that, it'll be worth the wait. I think because
yeah.
Elite Dangerous is still. I've been playing a bit more of that as well, actually, but nothing worth reporting. Just trying to save money to get a nice ship.
Yeah, you just
Back and
you
forth
don't
between
really
star
like fighting,
systems.
You just like
I'm an
doing
explorer,
shuttles.
which is another thing about Minecraft. I'll go off and explore,
Mhm.
and yeah, just investigate the world and get myself into little adventures. It's great.
Cool.
What about Alice? Played anything?
Literally just Minecraft.
Didn't you play Skyrim last
I was gonna play Skyrim, and then I realised it was like an hour until I had to go to bed, so I just watched other people play games.
Fair enough.
I
I do that
fell
sometimes.
into the trap of YouTube,
Yeah, that's
as
fair
I
enough.
always do.
what a modern way of like just absorbing gameplay.
Can't be bothered gaming.
I struggle
just
with that.
watch
I
other
can't do that
people
myself.
play.
No,
I'd never watch a gameplay video that was just pure gameplay, if that makes sense. Like I watch things by the creators who I think are funny and add stuff to the
Yeah.
game, so it's not like I'm just watching someone play APB.
Yeah.
I'm watching watching Sips from the old class play Grim Fandango. Like I want to play Grim Fandango at some point, but just seeing his impressions of the world as he's going through it just makes me laugh so much, and like how he struggles to solve the puzzles. It's just funny.
I
So.
don't know, a game like Grim Fandango, because I don't know.
Like I know it is very story based, but
Yeah.
it's just like quite relaxing to watch him play it because he's just so funny. So
I
it's
guess
more
so.
for the commentary that I watch other people play
Yeah.
games.
I've just realised I do watch some YouTube videos actually just of Minecraft for some
Yeah.
interesting creations. And then there's like one guy, Scott Manley, who plays Kerbal Space Program because another incredible game. But I want to see. He's just he can play the game really well, so I can live through that. I'm terrible. I can't get back from the moon, but he can go all around all the planets and back with in a 3-stage rocket. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe we could table discussion of like YouTube gaming personalities. And stuff.
yeah,
We could
definitely.
Table that for maybe the next episode and,
Yeah.
and talk about it because
I never have time to watch much these days, to be honest, because I'm doing like lots of stuff in my own time. But when I do get a chance, it's mostly just Rooster Teeth and Yogscast that I watch.
Cool. Well, we spoke a little bit about Tim Schafer and his issues with Kickstarter, but I don't know if any of you guys knew about Peter Molyneux's Goddess.
Yeah.
It's looking like that is going to be a shadow of what he
Oh, yeah.
promised. But as much as I hate to say it, Peter Molyneux has done it before.
He Molyneux'd it.
Yeah, it's a shame. But the problem with Peter Molyneux is that he has these really amazing ideas, and there must be people who turn to him and go, Peter, we can't do that with that kind of budget.
What
and
was
kind
that
of time."
Twitter that you?
Oh, Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, let me find some and keep talking while I
Yeah.
find some and I'll read them
Because
out.
because Peter Molyneux, he has these incredible ideas, but they never really come to fruition. And I think he gets frustrated with the response that he gets because people are frustrated that the promises aren't being met. But it was actually, it was a game. Now, what was it? The Cube.
Yeah, that was the thing that the kid, they had to win it,
Yes.
and
He
then
tapped on a square basically to
Yeah.
unwrap.
yeah, and then that kid was going to play like a part in Goddess, and
Mhm.
apparently like they
He was
flew
going to
him
be
out
the
and
god
stuff.
of Goddess.
Yeah. and they-
Well, he was from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
He was a student from Edinburgh.
I believe he just downloaded the app and
Yeah.
one of his first
and
few
like
times
he'd
playing
spent
it.
maybe like an hour on it.
Yeah.
And ended up winning. They were going to give him a share in the game,
Yeah, he would earn revenue from it.
and they were going to make him the god of the world in the game.
Here's a tweet from Molly Jew, by the way. I'm creating a never-ending virtual street where the whole world will come together and create one never-ending evolving street parade. Imagine a game where all speech is out of sync with lip movements. Can you figure out how far apart they are so you can acknowledge people? Game that begins with 1 pixel. Each objective accomplished adds another pixel to the screen. It's like that, the whole
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, so just kind of, he's very good at abstract ideas, and he's very charismatic, and he's very good at selling these ideas. But he had an interview with Rock Paper Shotgun recently, where it seemed like the person interviewing was actually really aggressive
Yeah.
and took quite, it was basically kind of nasty to him, which is a shame because although he never really lives up to it, he is an innovator and he is responsible. Like games like Theme Hospital.
And like Fable is one of my favourite games
Yeah.
ever.
Like, I don't think he does it to be malicious. I
No,
think it's just
he
doesn't.
genuinely believed
Yeah.
it.
He wants to do that. He believes that it's possible, and then, like, he obviously can't achieve it because he's a bit insane.
Yeah, I wonder how much of a programmer he is because
Well,
that.
apparently he's not that great.
Yeah, I think it's maybe he doesn't quite understand the limitations of
Yeah.
what can be done.
Because he was talking about Populous. Like I saw this at the video game exhibition. It was
Yeah.
just one of the little videos
Mhm.
that you can put the headphones on for. And he was just saying that with Populous, he wasn't a good enough coder to figure out how to make them not just walk over the water. He
Yeah.
wanted them to
The
stop
in-game
when they got to
characters,
land.
yeah, they drown themselves.
And so what he did was just coded it instead so that they would raise the land when they wanted to move over it. And I'm like, that sounds way more complicated.
Yeah.
But like, hey, whatever.
But it's a great insight on how these kind of ideas, where they come from
Yeah.
and things like
I
that. So
like-
it's a
I think-
great
I think
start.
the industry needs people like Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he should be the one who's making executive.
Well, is he
decisions.
part of a team or is it just this
Well,
guy?
it's
Is
his studio. So it's
So
he,
the-
he left
he
Lionhead.
has the final say. Is that?
Lionhead made Fable 3 without him.
Which is obvious because it was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
there wasn't nearly enough dog
And then-
in it.
Sorry to interrupt you for a sec. That's what confused me about the video game exhibition where they had the Peter Molyneux section. Why was Fable 3 there?
No idea.
It was so like
he probably
stupid.
had some input into it.
Yeah,
And
part
obviously-
of this franchise.
But like, why
Yeah.
not put the first one? You know, that's where his vision started.
I think the second one is probably
The second
peak
one's
of
my
that
favourite,
series.
but like the Fables, like the first one started. Sorry, carry on. That just annoyed me about the video
But
game.
yeah, I think the industry needs people like Peter Molyneux. Like even if he's just bouncing ideas off of people, but there needs to be someone to tell him. Maybe we
Rein
should.
him in a bit.
Yeah, it's like George Lucas. It's fine to have a vision, but know that there's limits to.
Well,
what
yeah,
people
that
can
that
do.
was my question. What my question is about. If he's part of a team and you can, I guess you need someone on the same level, so
Maybe
he's
he
not
needs
just.
a therapist to follow him around. Because I'm like, but is that realistic?
Well, I mean,
I like the fact that this is a therapist that knows the games industry so well.
That could be a good job.
Yeah,
You like specialize in like being a therapist to game developers.
and maybe one day I would be able to understand YouTube comment sections.
God, that's
Never.
just
Don't even try. That's no.
That way madness
too
lies.
abstract.
Yeah.
but yeah, the first Fable game, like, you were supposed to be able to plant a tree and watch it grow,
Yeah.
and
Is
you
that a
know,
metaphor or could
No,
you
no,
literally
that was
like,
a direct
literally-
quote.
chop down a tree, plant another tree, and it would grow with
On
you
the
over
other
time.
hand, they replaced it with a dog. Dogs are better than trees,
That's true.
and
That's
you
true.
do get to see the dog grow up.
I never completed Fable 1. I've played it, but I completed Fable 2 like 3 times. So
Yeah, I've
that
got
won't
really happy
count.
memories of Fable 1 because I love so much of that setting. It was like living in a watercolour.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
cool.
What else are you going to say about the tree?
Just like, I mean, something like that wouldn't even really be feasible in the current gen, but it would be amazing.
Yeah, but obviously that's possible in simulator games. But it's interesting to take that mechanic into a game that's like an adventure game. Like
Yeah.
you can come back to your house and be like, oh, I
I
need a tree.
think the prospect of causality, like
Yeah,
plant a tree 20 years ago,
because
come
you
back,
grow
there's a 20
old,
new
but the
old
world
tree.
doesn't really grow up around you.
I think
Yeah.
that could be done with current generation. Like, you even look at things like Singularity, which was like a very little known first person shooter from the last generation. It was Raven Software, who is like Activision's little brother for Treyarch and things like that.
Right.
It was a time travel first person shooter with a really good, better than most Call of Duty stories.
That's not bad.
And it had, well, no. And obviously it was tied into the game, but they were able to remap environments depending on what you had done previously.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole prospect of time jumping, I think, could be really cool with things like that.
Yeah,
Although I don't know if Fable would necessarily be the place to do it, but
could be interesting.
yeah, they already, like, Zelda, I guess, is the one that did it. That I recall doing it first. You know, when you take
What,
the
Freedom?
sword. Yeah, when you take the sword in and out, you become Little Link or Big Link. And the decision, or what was it Majora's Mask as well,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
make decisions earlier and it affects the gameplay later. But yeah, so Peter Molyneux, a little bit unpopular at the moment, but it's a shame. But we'll have to see what he comes out with next, because Molyneux is never that far off the money.
I know.
There's always something ridiculous.
I wonder if Molyneux knows that it's a joke. He might just be there like, oh, this guy is just making ideas for me.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
I think they have met, because there was a Molyneux game jam
Nice.
where they got together. I don't know if I've sent I think I've sent everyone it. It was Rambo Last Blood.
Yes.
Where you-
Fantastic game. Fantastic.
Rambo
Yeah.
gets run over by the bus and he needs to hug all the ninja commandos that he killed in the films. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, so actually we spoke about Telltale Games a little bit before.
Mhm.
Lionsgate have actually invested money in Telltale.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what to think about this. They
Well,
said they wanted to make a super show.
A super show. So basically what that is a video game and a TV show that kind of are interlaced.
To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it until I see it in action, because to me, Telltale Games are the choices that you make, and sitting watching it, what would be the point?
The way I see it is, you look at, like, say, every time you finish a chapter on a Telltale game, you'll always get, you made this decision, as
Yeah.
did 64% of other
Oh,
people.
So do
okay.
you think it'll be like long cutscenes that just play out your choices?
I think, I think essentially yes. So the TV show, they'll release episode 1, and then maybe an hour-long special, perhaps.
But do you think it would change? Do you think they're going to have to record like 10 different
No,
episodes?
no,
Or
no.
something?
I think what they'll do, well, I don't know. It's possible, but that seems really impractical.
Yeah, this is why I'm confused, because I don't see the point.
Well, the
basically.
only parallel that I've seen is the TV show Defiance on Sci-Fi,
I've not seen it.
and that was an MMO first-person shooter, I think. That basically the way the game played out would affect the TV show. So they would actually reference games and characters in the game, I believe,
Wow.
in the TV show.
That sounds pretty cool, but that's having an established universe that you then build on. But if this is going to be parallel, I'm not sure how it's going to work out until I see it.
So what we need is Telltale and Lionsgate to actually make a big statement of exactly how it's going to work.
I mean, the fact that they've announced an outline for it is enough to kind of give a little bit of intrigue.
Okay.
But hopefully it won't be cringe-teak.
Because I don't know, because a lot of obviously lots of people play games, lots of people play movies, but there isn't a huge amount of crossover. Like when you think of how many people watch movies, a small chunk of them play games.
Yeah.
So I just don't
It's
like,
kind of
what if
self-limiting.
like maybe it will encourage people to play games. If they're invested in the show, maybe they'll want to play the game, and maybe vice versa. But I'm just really confused about how it's going to work out, because I like Telltale Games for what they are. I never feel like I need to watch anything. Like I don't watch The Walking Dead. I play the game and I love the game. Don't feel like I need to watch a show. But then, and with Game of Thrones, like the Game of Thrones Telltale game is set between season 3 and 4. So like it starts off at the end of the Red Wedding and stuff like that, and it's just kind of background characters.
Yeah.
So
it's a house that
yeah,
is
it's
only
like a
kind of
minor
vaguely
house.
referenced.
Yeah,
It's Forest, right?
Forrester.
Forrester.
Yeah. So and that works quite well because it doesn't interfere with anything, but you still meet the characters from the TV show and stuff.
Okay. Cool. So we're actually at 50 minutes now. That's
Are we?
flown. So that was our gaming section. Going on to movies. I know some of us have seen it. I think all of us might have seen it. Big Hero 6.
Woo!
No.
You
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen it.
You
I
will love
keep
it.
asking Keith if we can go see it, and he's not interested anymore.
Why not?
Why?
That's pretty
It's
Because-
Because it
incredible.
won an Oscar.
Because
Yeah.
he's a big
Is that
butthead.
hipster?
Look, we'll all go.
We'll
Like,
be-
'cause
I would
I
happily
would
go and
say
see that
again.
again. It's a great movie.
I just completely love that movie. Like everything about it was amazing. Even just down to like the little minor animations that were in it. I was just in love with the whole thing. It was great.
The guy that does the voice of Baymax in Big Hero 6.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Adsit. He was Pete. I don't know if any of you guys watched 30 Rock, but
No.
that's where I first started watching Scott Adsit in anything, and he's really funny. I think he wrote for Saturday Night Live and things like that. but he's really funny, and he's got just that really soft, soothing voice that makes total sense for Baymax.
Wings.
um,
And I just love the women in it as well. Sorry, carry on, Matt.
Every character was fantastic,
Every character.
regardless of gender
No, but
or anything.
I just
Even
mean
the
like
stoner.
it started
Exactly.
off like the first scene was the bot fight, and there's that woman, and I was like, she looks pretty cool, and then she gets owned immediately, and I was like, is this how it's going to be the whole time? And then but then because I know obviously every character were great, but it's just so rare that there's a Disney movie where there's women who
are strong and independent.
I
Is
think
that what you're
they're
saying?
getting better with
they
that.
are getting much better, but I just, especially the characters in this film, I just thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, I never
and
thought
I
of any.
adored them.
Yeah,
But then I won't go into it, but like I felt like the male character was androgynous enough that we might be getting on to having that kind of character as a woman.
I guess
That makes
yeah.
sense because the little boy, the hero, that could have been a female and the movie would have been the same, but like it was still not at that point where that people would watch it. if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
sadly you're
The
right.
problem is Disney's got that. It wants that universal appeal,
Yeah.
and I think they know that even people who want a female lead character like that will probably still go and see a Disney film.
Yeah.
Whereas there are people pig-headed and ignorant enough to be like, oh, another female lead character.
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm not
Like
gonna
if it's a
bother.
female, then she's automatically a princess. But if
Yeah.
it's a silly film, then it has to be a male character, even if
Yeah.
he's a wee boy.
But anyway, it was an amazing
I think
film.
Disney
Every
are
character
taking
was
this-
fantastic.
Yeah.
Hercules was so ahead of its time.
Yeah. So I love Big Hero 6. I want.
The music was great.
Yeah, the music was really good. The art style. So it takes place in
San Fran,
San
Tokyo.
Fran, Tokyo. That's it. So it meshes San Francisco with kind of a Japanese aesthetic.
I really liked
That's
it.
what I. Yeah, yeah.
It was stunning,
it was
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Architecture was beautiful. The design of those turbine fan fish things. Oh,
Yeah.
man alive.
Yeah, yeah. I really want the art book, but it's still quite expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know there was an art book.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, every
Game-
movie.
Gamer selling it. Of all
Oh,
places. Yeah, yeah.
Keep meaning to go to game.
But yeah, the as far as Disney movies go, I don't go and see all of them, but I'm glad I went to see that one.
But story-wise as well, it can appeal to everybody. I was at a
Oh,
late
it's a
night
great
showing,
story.
and
yeah,
everybody was, I don't know, 25 or over roughly, and everyone had a great time. But obviously, kids are going to love that story as well.
Yeah,
So
but
everybody can get behind
it's
that.
that superhero appeal.
It's a
you know?
superhero, but it's also like
Yeah, I guess.
the kid, he wants to go to uni and stuff, and it's just, and I just thought it was really nice that a kid would see that and be like, hey, maybe studying robotics could be a really cool thing to do. And I think it's
Oh,
just
that's-
little things that
Maybe.
like that.
It's the coolest room in the
Exactly,
world
but,
when
like,
you meet all
it's
the
maybe
characters.
something that a kid wouldn't necessarily think of, and they might see that movie and be like, hey, I really want to study robotics, and it's little things like that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are great
Being
for the future.
smart is actually really cool.
Yeah, and again, that's why they had the female character who was your typical Disney cutesy, pretty, and then she was a genius. Like she was really into material science. She made all the awesome goos and stuff like that.
Well, you had
and
one of each. You had an aggressive lady that.
the one who was like woman up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I just
She had the
but
best
it was
costume
just-
as well.
It was just refreshing to see a girly, cutesy woman who was also super smart and badass and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I really enjoyed that movie. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone.
Mhm.
Everyone.
If
would
you've
love
got
that
kids, just use that as the excuse to go and see
Absolutely.
If you don't
And
have
you will
kids,
actually enjoy
just
it.
go fucking see it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it. Yeah, it's really good.
Alice
Um,
will go. Don't worry.
So going back to Tomb Raider, they have announced a reboot for Tomb Raider, but it's going to be based on the recent game reboot.
That could be interesting.
So it's not being written by Rhianna Pratchett,
That's a bad thing.
who seemed like she's not doing the rewrite for Mirror's Edge 2 either. I don't think. I don't think she is. But
Did Mirror's Edge 1 have a story?
yeah, it did. It's kind of.
And it was like
19
all female characters.
It was like 1984-ish.
I watched someone play it. It's a short game and it just seemed boring to me.
I'm
I
just
loved
like
it.
Wow, with loads of
I'm
fun,
just
yeah.
like a huge fangirl of the entire Pratchett family. I want them to adopt me.
Wait, is it that Pratchett?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Terry
yeah,
Pratchett's
it's
daughter.
her his daughter. I just imagine you
Awesome.
sitting down in front of a computer with you put your adoption papers down,
Yeah.
and then you go, oh shit. Little help. Not saying that you wouldn't be an incredible writer if they adopted you. I'm sure you would just absorb it by osmosis.
Yeah, an incredible writer. You don't
You
know.
go under a pen name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rihanna Pratchett.
You're not the ones who are doing those A Billionaire Dinosaur Turned Me Gay.
Let's not go
Big
there.
You haven't read it, okay? You can't review a book that you've
How
not
do you
read.
know I haven't read it? Now it's my turn to get defensive. So
Has
yeah.
a billionaire dinosaur turned you gay?
Well, it wasn't autobiographical.
A case study.
Yeah.
Billionaire dinosaurs.
What if?
I actually wrote it about you.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
So Tomb
A
Raider.
T-Rex
Tomb Raider,
drops you off at work once, and you've got a reputation.
So Rihanna Pratchett's awesome.
Yeah.
Tomb
So
Raider's awesome.
it's a guy called Evan Doherty that is writing it.
Dirty, what?
Yeah. So he's actually done some
Who's
films.
drumming on the table?
No, it's
Okay.
out the door. So just some absolutely kind of crap films. So there's Divergent, which
I didn't
is
mind
like,
that.
Yeah, I was going to say, some people like that.
I
It
like
was
that
based on
movie.
a good book series.
Is it not
Yeah.
kind of like a Diet Hunger Games? Kind
haven't
of
seen
teen drama kind of
I
thing?
mean,
Yes, but apparently it's great.
Okay.
Like I have
I've not read
lots
the
of friends
books,
who have
no.
read it, and
Yeah.
she told me how much she loved
Okay,
it.
well here's one that's universally panned. Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh yeah, that's...
G.I. Joe 3.
There was a G.I. Joe 3?
Yeah.
I'm
With The
so-
Rock though, and I love The Rock. So
The Rock is fantastic, Dwayne Johnson, but I liked, I guess you could say, kind of like Your Highness, the production or the
Oh,
visuals
the
of
art
s-
style.
of the
Snow
lady
White?
with the huntsman. That's
Yeah,
it.
Snow White.
I forget.
That chick with the huntsman.
Gavin from the slow-mo guys did a lot of the slow-mo work for that.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so
yeah.
is this the guy that had sex with Kristen Stewart, or is that
No, that's Robert Pattinson. I believe.
No,
Christian Stewart.
Kristen?
She cheated on Robert Pattinson. We're getting gossipy here.
No,
She
let's
cheated
not.
on
Oh.
Robert Pattinson with
With
some...
This
the
is your
director.
two-year-old
But she
gossip.
wasn't
No,
in
this
that
is the
film.
writer.
Was she not?
No, it was Lily Cole.
I have no idea.
I don't. I
Lily
just don't care.
Collins?
I actively.
It's none of my
No,
business.
I actively
It
filter
was a
this
Snow White
information.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's been too many Snow White
Basically,
reboots
Kristen
recently.
Stewart had sex with a director who was married, and there was a whole big thing about it. But I think it might be a different film
What
Maybe
relevance
it
has
is.
that got to
Maybe.
because there
anything?
was two Snow White films, and one of them was Kristen Stewart, and one of them was that
The girl with the
Model
fantastic eyebrows.
with-
I think it's. I think
Everything's
It's
eyebrows
with
with
the
Lily, I think
you.
it's Lily
That's
Collins.
actually like
Phil
that.
Collins' daughter. I could be wrong, but I think it's Lily Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
That's on
Fantastic
topic.
eyebrows.
Visually awesome.
That's just coming up to an hour, so we'll just finish off the movie section.
Or do we have
Um,
anything else we need to talk about?
Well, there is the science and tech section. That's just the last little bit.
Pig born with penis on forehead.
Okay.
No, let's not. Just because we were mentioning it before the podcast for no particular reason.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to talk about how the gold amiibo sold out. It's not really relevant though. I don't know.
Well, it's okay. I get the feeling that if we strive for relevancy,
Yeah.
talking about Christian Stewart's affairs from 2 years ago.
I just think amiibos are pretty cute. And then they were like, oh, this gold amiibo, it's going to be exclusive to Walmart. And I was like, fucking America, getting all the good stuff. And the pre-orders sold out within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows you how many adult geeks there are in the world.
It's collectors. Like
Yeah.
I don't see the like. I don't really like gold as a colour anyway.
No, like they have a silver one as well though, and that looks kind of cool.
I don't know. I want my little figures to look like the character they're meant to look like.
I could get
My
behind the
Samus one's
silver character
gorgeous.
because it'd be like the green cap in Mario 64.
Oh, that makes them heavy.
Badass, yeah. My favourite cap.
Yeah, Metal Mario.
Yeah.
I've got a Donkey Kong and a Bowser, but only because I really like the character design.
Yeah, that's why. I use them for Smash Bros, but I thought the Samus one just looked gorgeous. Even though you guys think her pose is boring, I think she looks sassy as fuck. And we also have like a Link and a Luigi, and they're just cool because again, Smash Bros. Is
You have the Samus one.
Yeah.
Awesome. I need
Yeah.
to steal that from you because I really want the Mario Kart costume.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
But
no,
as
fine,
you
I'll
say,
bring
I
it in.
think the stance of the amiibo is pretty boring
I
to
have
me.
Lucario as well, but I haven't wanted to take him out of the box because he's one of the rarer ones. Like
Yeah.
you can get it on Amazon, but it was meant to be exclusive to Toys R Us in America.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get it off Amazon, and I liked Lucario in Pokemon game anyway. And I was like, I just want to keep him in the box.
I want a
'cause he's
Captain
nice.
Falcon and a Fox, but
Fox. I like the design of the Fox one.
Little Mac. That's what I want.
That one's going for about
ones.
50
Dang,
quid.
because he's my favourite Smash Brothers character.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
Captain Falcon's my favourite Smash
The thing is,
Brothers
it makes me
character.
want them more. Like, I'm not a collector, but I'm like, other people want that, so I want it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Kinda, like...
It's kind of how I am with my little Metal Gear my little Metal
The-
Gear Nendoroid,
yeah.
because I waited for so long for it. I ended up paying a buttload for it because I ended up having to pay customs charge on it.
Yeah, oh, that's what the custom charge was for.
But I don't know, like, he's really cool and he's very poseable, but he's also very collectible and worth a fair bit of money now.
Yeah.
Can
Can you ever see yourself not wanting to own him, though?
I don't know. But while I make the decision, he can sit in his box.
Fair play.
It's just like when you hear about things like there was a super rare NES game, I think, that was in its packaging, and it was rare because they basically discontinued it because it was shite. But someone kept it in its... I'll have to look it up and I'll put it on the blog when I find the actual story of what happened. But that game like was selling for tens of thousands of dollars.
Stadium games.
Yes, because people didn't have it and they wanted it. And, you know, you hear things like that and it's like, oh, I don't have anything that I could think of as being like, you know, special.
I guess that's just consumer culture these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, cool. So we'll close it out with just a little bit of science and tech, which I thought was quite funny. The first one, I don't know if any of you guys saw that someone had actually crashed a drone into the White House lawn
No?
a couple of months ago. So
Wow.
it's obviously a no-fly zone,
Of course.
and you're not allowed there physically.
Wow.
But someone had crashed a drone. So the
GG.
Secret Service are now going to start flying their own drones.
Drone wars.
To shoot other drones down?
Yes.
This
Awesome.
is awesome.
Wait a minute, no, we need a kind of Star Wars program. Just a mini microcosm looking over
I was going
the
to start humming the
area.
Star Wars theme tune, but in my head it was Legend of Zelda, so I just kept quiet.
So yeah, I just can't believe that. No, I can believe that.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
It's just the
America.
American
Well,
government.
they
and
enforced a load
drones.
of laws on them,
Yeah,
which, like, it was stuff like you can't fly them over populated areas, you have to have them in your sight
you
at all
should. No,
times.
this was the Amazon specific.
But that's-
No, it wasn't
Common
Amazon
sense.
specific. It just applied to Amazon,
Right,
and
okay.
Amazon like acknowledged these changes, and they were like, actually, nah.
You can go like 2 blocks, so
Yeah.
Amazon can deliver by drone provided you live within 2
Yeah.
blocks of the factory.
These were just general drone
I think
laws, and
it's
it just
because
applied to
a lot of
Amazon.
people were being creepy with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely true.
I mean, when it gets its own South Park episode, which it has,
Yeah.
you know it's relevant.
Yeah.
But
I just love the video of the guy who's flying it and it runs out of battery and he like goes into that pond. He's fully clothed and he catches it just before it hits the water.
it's a young,
Like it's
young
triumphant.
English guy.
Yeah,
Isn't
I just think it's hilarious.
it? You gotta wonder how much that costs. You don't want.
I wonder how much his clothes cost. Like if
You
it
can
was
wash
like,
clothes, you can't,
Yeah, I know,
you can't
but
dry a
it's
drone.
just funny.
We've all tried that with a
Put it in the
phone.
tumble dryer.
Exactly.
Airing cupboard with some rice and stuff, and just let it dry out.
The other one I thought, which was a little bit funnier, someone called Matthew Higgs, a student in Edmonton, Canada, has suggested that they create a freezeway, which is essentially a skating lane in the city.
Fantastic.
So you can skate to work.
It's like skateboard.
No,
Roller skate.
ice skate, because it gets so
Ah.
cold in the winter,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and it becomes a cycle lane
Yeah,
in the
that's
summer.
cool. It's just potentially dangerous, but cool.
So what it made me think was, how would everyone like to get to work in the future? Pneumatic tube is the really easy one, because that's what you see.
Teleportation.
It's too lazy. This is teleportation now.
Well, I don't know. Teleportation's kind of terrifying if you think about what teleportation
Yeah.
actually
The thing
is.
with teleportation, you're never gonna actually know what it's like until you do it, because people could tell you, but what if their brains have been scrambled by the teleportation, so you can't believe
It's a little bit like
them?
LSD, right?
Well, also, if
Okay.
You never know what it's going to be like till you do it. 'Cause
I-
people tell you.
I
They
just
could
go
be
for
is that a new?
Amazing.
Is that a podcast?
I
An
do
upcoming podcast? We're just going to take LSD and see
No.
what happens.
I'm just wondering why they're putting so much effort into making it ice when roller skates are just
They-
Well, this
ice
is
skates
it gets
without
so
the
cold.
Well,
ice.
it's because it's just
There's
to
already
save
ice.
them the job of having to clear.
But ice skates, if someone slides, not only are they going to get hurt, but those are blades,
Yeah.
and that is going to slice someone's tyres open.
That's probably why
Tires.
Face, tires.
No, if they slide onto the road.
I almost killed a child once ice skating.
Wow.
I've
What,
not
just
been
because they were really
success.
annoying?
Oh yeah, I wasn't anywhere near it.
foot
I
in their
just threw
face.
them.
Well, I don't know. I worry that those kind of reasons.
Yeah, I know. It's just you kind of need to worst case scenario. See, you doing it.
No, I did not tap the table.
You
No.
heard nothing.
I
We have
don't know. I
this
just think you
fancy-
can't have. You can't be put off by idiots doing something
know.
wrong because.
I just always kind of go worst case scenario. What's going to happen
Yeah.
here? Slicing things. Because there was even just like the celebrity like dancing on ice thing. Some girl was doing like a thing. She kicked her leg up behind her, but hit her own head and sliced her scalp open with her ice
Oh,
blade.
No one should be
That's
that bendy.
impressive.
What?
Like she was very bendy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how
It's
would I
on
like to get to
TV.
work?
Yes.
That's a really good question. Oh no.
I mean, you already come in by motorbike, which is pretty cool.
Well, when I don't, I walk through an amazing. I walk through Princess Street Gardens, and that's kind of awesome.
If like those bullet
I like
trains
that.
from Japan came here, I'd be okay with that because they're at least quick.
True.
When I was in high school, I always thought it'd be really cool to have a giant tiger to ride to school.
Oh, that's the best answer.
Because,
House
like,
wins.
No
Yeah.
one's gonna fuck with you if you've got a giant tiger.
Do you often get messed with when
I don't
you're
know,
travelling to
Skeletor
work?
might.
Skeletor.
No, but like traffic.
Yeah, you'll
never make it to work
on time, you fool. You incompetent fool.
That's what my boss calls me.
And the tiger's there to comfort you. If
Yeah.
you're sad.
Because it's fluffy. So
So does he just curl up under the desk when you're at
yeah,
work?
How giant? Like I was thinking like Clifford
Probably-
the Big Red Dog size.
no, probably not much bigger than an actual tiger
Oh.
because they're kind of right.
I was imagining you like on like an elephant-sized
That's
tiger.
one word I would use to describe tigers.
If
is-
we're-
Wait, no, the opposite of that.
What
If
did
we're
you
going
call
that-
rideable? Off-rideable size, saddleable.
If we're going down like mystical creatures in Falcor, because
Oh, yeah.
every morning and evening would be you just screaming, punching the sky with happiness, and you'd be chasing
Not-
bullies into a
Not
bin.
Artax.
No, let's
Is
not
that
go
too
there.
soon?
That's far too soon.
Is that the horse?
The horse that can't get out of the sadness. Mopey horse, that's what he is.
What Eeyore?
Pull it
Right,
together,
horse.
horse.
Fuck's sake, horse.
I personally want a giant water slide flume.
Well, we're getting one in the
That's-
building. You heard it here first.
Yeah. It's Alice that's
That's
organising.
possibly the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
answer, actually. Who doesn't love a water slide?
Well, that would be good, but like, I also it sounds really stupid, but I
You
want to be able to
climb a
read or
really
something.
big ladder to
I
get
want
up to
something
the top.
where I can read, and
Oh yeah, you just get in the slow lane of the flume. Just lay back, spinning round. Morning.
But you could also, you wouldn't have to shower in the morning either. You just,
Well,
just take some shampoo
just-
and just
just-
go where she'll go into.
yeah. You get to work clean and
I didn't really get a lot of
speedily.
sleep last night because I had to laminate this book. Oh, it's gone! It's gone! Oh well.
I did point out to
Just the lost and found. Just books. Everyone's just finding books.
Toast.
I did point
A
out to
tiger.
the guys that there would be a lot of people in bathing suits that you might not necessarily want to see in
Oh
a
no,
bathing
full
suit.
suit.
Or you could get like a
Bullshit.
pod. And why is everyone quiet whenever I say things? Like, if there's like a little water slide
I think
pod.
at that point it just becomes a pneumatic tube.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's
You're
do that.
a
Well, why not the sack? The sack things you sit in a. Yeah. Why not
Just
a dry flume with the sack? The sack.
Oh, right,
A
yeah.
sack, sorry.
But it would erode. It would erode by the time you get to the bottom of the flume.
Why?
Just the friction of like the
Is
straw.
this like a potato sack?
These
Yeah,
are no.
yeah.
These are well kept
None of that, he's
flumes.
talking about
What, like a
something else.
helter-skelter where you sit on
Yeah.
like a doormat?
Exactly.
I suppose
What
you
about-
could polish it.
Exact. Well, of course, this is run by an efficient council. If we're going to go here,
Monorail. That's what I want.
Yeah.
What about like a space
We get Lyle
hopper?
Langley round.
A space hopper.
Yeah.
that's everyone would
that's
be
Monkey
late.
Dust.
Yeah, it is.
There's a TV show called Monkey Dust. It involves a serial killer on a
Space hopper.
space
yeah.
hopper.
Oh, well,
Basically.
that is
I was just
madness.
It's
thinking
very
of Randy
sinister.
from South Park where he has...
Giant testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Zach.
Monkey Dust is. Yeah, that's an old show, but it was fantastic. 3 seasons it got, I believe.
Anyway,
Well, that was
pulling
insightful.
this
You
back
guys are old.
on target.
Stay on target.
So we can finish. That was episode 2. As you can probably tell, we're still trying to kind of just hammer out the
Get a format.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need.
You kidding me? We aced it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I got a Skeletor impression in there.
We talked about giant tigers.
Yeah,
like,
I can tick that off. There's still, in fact, John Travolta Ghost we mentioned, but we haven't done yet. We've got that to look forward to. Christopher Walken to look forward to.
All the walking.
Yes. So
I'm lost.
it's like you don't even pay attention.
No, I just don't know how this is.
Incredible impressions.
I don't know where this comes into the format of the show.
Well, it's going to be its own segment. I mean,
just
we'll
impressions of obscure.
We'll cut it down to
celebrities.
30 minutes, but I think people are going to want more.
That's true.
They
Maybe
always
it'll just
want
be
more.
a branch of its own podcast.
Yeah, spin-off.
Yeah.
Talking with Walking.
Oh,
God.
I'm leaving.
And we're done.
Yeah, bye. See you later.
And on that note, thank you for listening. Thank you if you made it this far through. I get the feeling I'm going to have to keep saying that every episode.
We should give out prizes.
Yeah. We will be posting this and episode 1 probably around the same time. We're just waiting on some final artwork. It's looking very nice. We'll get that together.
Spider-Man.
And you'll be able to find us on YouTube at first, but I'll work on getting us hopefully hosted on somewhere like Libsyn or maybe Stitcher, and from there it'll be
Oh,
iTunes.
sorry, bang the table.
So
It was
yeah,
excellent.
thank you very much for listening,
Bye.
and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.